I'm Miss Kristen of the Oosterhout Free Library, and I'm happy to say that today, March 20th, is the very first day of spring. I love spring. The days get warmer and longer, there's more sunshine, birds sing, flowers grow. I love it. But do you know why today, March 20th, is the first day of spring? And it's also called the spring equinox. What is that? And why do we have seasons in the first place? Well, today I'm going to share with you a spring story, answer some of those questions with an activity that you could do at home. We'll make a craft and get excited about all of the wonderful new changes to observe and enjoy when spring comes. And that's our story, When Spring Comes. Let's get started.
When Spring Comes by Kevin Henkes, illustrated by Laura Dronzak, and published by Green Willow Books. Before spring comes, the trees look like black sticks against the sky. But if you wait, spring will bring leaves and blossoms. If you wait, spring will make the leftover mounds of snow smaller and smaller and smaller until suddenly they're gone. Before spring comes, the grass is brown, but if you wait, spring will turn it green and add little flowers. If you wait, an egg will become a bird. A seed will start growing. Spring comes with sun, and it comes with rain. And more rain, and more rain. Do you like mud? Do you like puddles? I hope you like umbrellas. Before spring comes, the garden is just dirt and empty. But if you wait, spring will push green shoots through the dirt to fill up the garden. And spring will call out the pussy willows and new kittens too. Spring can come quickly or slowly. It changes its mind a lot. But when spring is finally here to stay, you will know it. There will be buds and bees and boots and bubbles. There will be worms and wings and wind and wheels. You will feel it, you will smell it, you will hear it. When spring is finally here to stay, you might think that you are done waiting, but you are not. Now you have to wait for summer. The end.
Spring is a new time for lots of new changes. Daylight hours get longer and the days get warmer. It's a new season. Why do the seasons change? Well, the seasons change as the Earth moves around the sun, but the Earth is also spinning around like a top itself. And it's also a little bit tilted like this. And when our half of the Earth is tilted towards the sun, we have warm summer days. When we're tilted away, we have the cold winter days. You could try demonstrating this at home, and all you'll need is a flashlight, a flat surface, and a dark room. Hold your flashlight above the flat surface so it's shining down, and then you'll see a circle of light. This is what the sunlight's like in the summer, strong and direct. Now move it a little bit farther at an angle or a tilt. You should see a difference. Can you see how much more area the light has to cover when it's tilted? Is it as bright when it's overhead? That's what it's like in wintertime. So today's the first day of spring, and it's also called the equinox. Equinox, that's a funny word. It sounds like another word you might know. Well, equinox comes from the Latin word for equal, or when something is the same amount. People thought on this day that day and night were equal parts in all the world because we're of where we are in direction of the sun. There's also almost 12 hours of light and 12 hours of darkness, equal day and night, because the sun is passing directly over our equator, which goes right through the middle of our Earth. It means that both halves have equal amount of sunlight. But since daytime is measured from the time any part of the sun is visible over our horizon to the last part of the sun has set, there's actually a little bit more than 12 hours of light. And if you look in the description box below, I'll include a link to a video if you want to learn a little bit more. Well, today may be the first day of spring. When will we see the first signs of spring? Well, maybe you've seen some already. Maybe you've seen some insects or some birds, or even some sprouts sprouting up in your backyard. Well, if you look in the description box below, you'll see a link to a spring journal that you can print out, but you can also make your own just using your own piece of paper. And the first activity we have in there is to look for and observe the sunny and warm days ahead. And you can pick one day each week and take note of what time it gets dark and write it down. Now you can also write down the temperature using an outdoor thermometer, or you watch the weather forecast, or even look it up online. Do this on the same day of each week and see what happens. Is there more daylight? Is it getting warmer? And if so, by how much? That will give you a clue of when spring is finally here to stay. Now, I also like to look for signs of spring. You can draw a picture of any birds that you've seen or flowers sprouting. And then just write down the date of when you see it. If you see a daffodil, you can draw that and write it right here. Now, in springtime, I like to do lots of nice, fun things like go for a walk or maybe splash in some puddles. You can write that in the back when spring comes. Think of something that you might like to do or your family might like to do in springtime. Going on a nature hunt, looking for insects, and you can draw it right here or write it down right here. Now, once you have those ideas of what you've seen or maybe what you want to do, you can turn it into a little spring mobile right here when spring comes. And you can see, drew some flowers because I really want to see some flowers popping up. I love to hear some birds singing, and I really would like to see some rain that helps the flowers grow. So I drew a little umbrella. So you can make your own craft and go on a spring walk and see what kind of nature changes you see happening all around you. Hope you have fun. See you next time. Bye.